Hi, I want to talk about sciatica today. Very common ailment for people with low back pain radiating to the lower extremity with a very fancy name. It's really the inflammation of the sciatic nerve. If you look right here, the sciatic nerve comes out of your sacrum right here and goes all the way down to your foot. If this nerve is pinched in any point, you're going to have some serious pain in your low back and it's going to hurt like crazy shooting down the back of your leg. I'm sure some of you have experienced this before. Okay, so how do we get this better? There's three places that the sciatic nerve gets trapped. One is the SI joint right here. The best thing to do for that is an adjustment, which I will demonstrate in a second. The other is the hamstring right here. And maybe the most common place that the sciatic nerve gets pinched, because when we're standing all day, or even if we're sitting too long, that hamstring gets really, really tight. For some reason, if you have tight hamstrings, you tend to have low back pain, meaning that the back also spasms up and gets really tight along with the hamstring. So stretching out your hamstring may be the most important thing you can do to relieve this side pain. The third place that the sciatic nerve gets pinched is the piriformis muscle, and it's not really demonstrated on this diagram, but it loosely goes from about the lowest part of your back over to your hip. To stretch out the piriformis muscle is a little more difficult. It's probably better to be done by myself or some other professional, but I can show you how to stretch your glute, which is loosely associated with that muscle, and that will also be helpful for you at home. So let's take a look and see what we can do for you here. Okay, so the first step of getting rid of your sciatic pain is to open up the SI joint. We're going to start with the patient in side posture, facing this way, and we're going to traction and rotate right at the SI joint and bring him around like this, and we're going to give a little drop like that. That should take the pressure off the SI joint. It should take the pressure off the sciatic nerve if that's where it's being pinched. The second part of taking the pressure off the sciatic nerve is to stretch the hamstring. The hamstring is a muscle on the back of your leg. Let's see if I can get it in here, right here, okay? Probably the most simple stretch ever known to man, and maybe the most important for any low back ailment. If you want to do this on your own and you're having severe back pain, put a belt around the ball of your foot and just pull your leg up to your chest. Get into the stretch as best you can, but don't take it too far. Just go to the end range. Once you get to the end range, take some nice big deep breaths. Go ahead, take some big deep breaths. Perfect. Let the breathing do the stretching for you, and as you exhale, you can get a little deeper into the stretch. You want to hold this for approximately 30 to 60 seconds, two times a day on both sides. Always do both sides, please. Okay. The third part of getting rid of your sciatic pain is to stretch out the piriformis muscle. It's a little difficult to do, and there's many ways to do it. So let's start with the easiest, simplest way first with a partner. So you're going to bring your leg up, bend this knee, and rotate your hip. You can do this on your own by simply grabbing your foot and your knee and just pushing into your chest. Obviously, this is way better to do with a partner and with help. You're just not going to be able to get the same amount of pressure that I can get. You feeling the stretch there in your glute? Mm-hmm. Okay. Unfortunately, this isn't exactly the piriformis muscle. It's more like the glute, but they're very closely associated and should help take some of the pressure off. If you're going to do this on your own, so you're going to put your foot flat on the floor with your knees bent. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Now, I want you to take this leg and figure forward to the other side. I want you to reach both hands through to the back of your thigh right here. Your leg should be kind of neutral, and I want you to pull your leg to you at the same time that you take your elbow and push your knee out. So you're trying to get some torque into that. Now you should be feeling this on your right glute, and this is much closer to getting your piriformis stretched, even though it's still a lot of glute. The more you can torque it, the better it'll be, okay? Again, you're gonna do this 30 to 60 seconds, both sides, 2 times. Take it to the end range. Breathe in, and then when you exhale, you get a little deeper into the stretch. So we're trying to work out our sciatic pain today. The third step that I've been talking about is to stretch that piriformis muscle out. Piriformis muscle loosely runs from the PSIS right here down to the outside of your hip. What it does is it brings your leg into external rotation. So this tightens up and it causes your leg to rotate this way. So when we want to stretch this, one of the best ways is to bring your knee to 90 degrees, stabilize your sacrum right here, and we work out like this, and we're literally opening up that piriformis muscle. You're just taking nice deep breaths, inhale and exhale, and work that out. The breathing actually does the stretching for you. I'm just taking it to the end range, and every exhalation you're getting a little deeper. Now, to add a little bit of myofascial release to this, I'm going to get right into this piriformis muscle, and I'm actually going to work this thing over. And yeah, you're going to feel it. This isn't necessarily going to feel that good, but getting into the belly of that muscle and stretching and breaking up some of that scar tissue is really important to give some relief on that sciatic nerve. Okay, great job.